Part of a slew of executive orders signed after President Donald Trump took office earlier this month, re-evaluating and realigning United States foreign aid. A 90-day pause in U.S. development assistance with the stated policy intent that no further U.S. foreign assistance shall be disbursed in a manner that is not fully aligned with the America First foreign policy of the President of the United States. The U.S. is the world's largest source of foreign assistance and provides about 40% of humanitarian aid donated globally. This prompted a statement from the United Nations on Monday.
The Secretary General notes with concern the announcement of a pause in U.S. foreign assistance. He calls for additional exemptions to be considered to ensure the continued delivery of critical development and humanitarian activities for the most vulnerable communities around the world. Those lives and livelihoods depend on this support. The Secretary General looks forward to engaging with the new United States administration on the provision of much-needed development support to people grappling with the most difficult challenges confronting the developing world. The United States is one of the largest aid providers, and it is vital that we work constructively to jointly shape a strategic push forward.
By Tuesday, the U.S. Secretary of State issued a waiver on the pause for life-saving humanitarian assistance during the 90-day period of review, which was welcomed by UNAIDS, that lauded the decision as recognizing PEPFAR's critical role in the AIDS response, saying it restored hope to people living with HIV. While the broader decision out of Washington has left many humanitarian groups, including in South Africa, uncertain about the future.
There has been a directive that for almost all of the PEPFAR USAID programs, not just at WITS, but across the country, they've been issued with the stop work orders, which means they need to cease all activity related to what the grant was funding. Now, I think it's important to clarify that doesn't necessarily mean that people won't have access to treatment. Certainly, people living with HIV should still be able to access treatment through government facilities. But the government facilities are going to come under more pressure because you're removing a whole number of staff that were otherwise being funded by the grants that were sort of supplementing the personnel in those government facilities.
According to the Rubio memo, the waiver does not apply to activities that involve abortion, family planning, gender or diversity, equity and inclusion programs, transgender surgeries, or other non-life-saving assistance.
The dispensation of these services are now being redirected at government, of which there is a great influx of people going back to the primary healthcare facilities, of which at this very moment in time they do not provide the tailored services to the transgender community as well as the sex worker population. So we hope that with the Department of Health we will be able to have this discussion and say that the gender-affirming healthcare will also be available, because this is the same services that trans individuals has been receiving at these facilities.
The U.S. foreign aid freeze risks cutting off billions in funding for life-saving assistance worldwide. The United States disbursed in the fiscal year 2023 around $72 billion in assistance. Hundreds of contractors working with the U.S. Agency for International Development are now being put on unpaid leave, while others are being terminated after Trump's sweeping executive order on foreign aid worldwide. Shervin Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.